Hey all, I don't talk with many of you very often at all, and if it weren't for a platform like this, I don't know that I'd talk with many of you at all, period. But I'm a complete dork, and I like to utilize platforms such as this just as much as many of you do. And yes, I've had a couple glasses of wine, which does not discredit anything I'm about to say to you right now. I have a few notes, so if my wandering eyes bother you, I'm not going to apologize. And this is not an episode of Drunk History, I'm sorry to break it to you. But anyway, to steal a quote from the great Bilbo Baggins, I don't know half of you as well as I should like, and I like less than half of you half as well as you deserve. And I don't even talk to half of my family as much as I would like. But I haven't been out curing cancer or feeding the homeless or writing novels that are going to stand the test of time or doing anything substantial or significant in that way at all. But I've had a new lease on life the last couple of years. And without being too cliche, I want to talk about that a little bit. Yes, my life has been a roller coaster ride of ups and downs. Some very down times, some very dark down times, and some very good high times. But nothing out of the ordinary, and nothing I can honestly complain about much. But I did spend many years chasing things that led me to dead ends, and I spent many years chasing people that I thought I could change or please, while putting myself on the back burner to the point of complete and utter despair. I spent years of what felt like walking on shards of glass for miles and miles, and I've spent many years standing at the crossroads, uh, trying to figure out what path to choose. And when I chose a path, it led to nothing but failure and a dead end of disappointment. But the moral of the story there is that I'm here today, just like all of you watching, and that I kept walking and I stepped onto the road. Whether it led to failure or not, I still stepped onto the road. I took action, I moved. And I tried and I tried again. And if that path that I chose led to dead ends or failure, I turned around and pushed forward with resilience and faith and grit. And sometimes my last bit of mental energy, and tried again and tried a different route or a different path. And if you don't keep your feet moving and doing so, there's no telling where you might be swept off to, right? But that action or those actions have led to this new lease on life that I feel that I can express to you right now. I tried other crutches along the way in those down times, which is pretty typical, right? You're feeling low, you're feeling blue, you reach to other things to fill the void, and yes, I've done that. I'm not proud of it, but I'm not ashamed, and I'm not going to hide it either. I let myself grow weary to the point of becoming someone I'm not, or someone I don't recognize when I look in the mirror. But all those times, all those moments, all those experiences have led me to this day. And that is a realization that I battled with and accepted wholeheartedly, equally and unequally along the way. Um, and I'm not trying to sell you anything, okay? That's not what I'm getting at. You're not going to see an ad pop up on your Facebook feed tomorrow with me standing with a six-pack like a warrior, looking like something out of the 300 movie. No, I'm not doing that whatsoever. I don't want to add more junk to your life. There's plenty of that out there. And I'm not here to push an agenda. What I really want to do is encourage. That's it. That's it. That's it. Because so many of you have encouraged me lately. A handful of you potentially watching have reached out to me privately to tell me that I've inspired you. Um, and I am so humbled by that. It's completely unwarranted, if I must be honest and insecure right now. I'm not doing anything out of the ordinary, but apparently I've done some things or made some choices that are inspirational, and that's more than I could ask for. And I love you. I love all of you so much, and I love you. But I've embraced each of those communications, and it's given me energy and a deeper focus to live, to go out and do what makes me happy and makes me feel fulfilled. We have one life, and it's so very short. And we have choices every day that we make that can cause a ripple effect, right? That can determine our future. We can wake up feeling blue, and trust me, I do. More than you know. Or we could wake up and tackle life head on. And we can make choices that are going to positively impact our current, our present, and our future. This cycling thing, this goal that I had that is apparently inspiring some of you, this like need for me all of a sudden at the age of 40 to cycle the most difficult, longest climbs in the country, the top 50. I don't know where it's come from, but it hurts so bad. Like, it hurts so bad. Pedaling up those slopes does hurt real bad. But each time I do it, I think about some of you, or I think about a difficult time in my life, and it doesn't seem all that difficult anymore. And I know that sounds completely cliche in hindsight, and it's easy for me to be, the type of person that looks back and says, oh yeah, that was so no big deal back then, that was a difficult time back then, but I'm here now and it's whoop-de-doo, and that's small stuff, but it just gives me a different perspective. It really honestly does. And it gives me a different perspective when I'm facing or about to face something difficult as well. And especially those difficult times especially seem small when I reach the summit of whatever mountain I am cycling, and I look out over the horizon and realize just how small I am in comparison to this big, bright, yet dark, chaotic, connected but disconnected, beautiful world that we live in. If when looking out over the horizon at the summit, I know that I've encouraged one or a few people at least to live a good life, to make choices that are going to be fulfilling for you personally, whatever that means to you, then so be it. But know this: everything has a price. In all things there is sacrifice. But I hope you find something to believe in, to latch on to, and I hope you do it with all of your will, with all of your might, with all of your being. Because that's the good stuff. I noticed a quote on my employer's Instagram page a few weeks ago, and it essentially said success does not come from what you do occasionally, it comes from what you do consistently. And with that in mind, consistently do you. Consistently do you while ... loving and serving and encouraging others. And it doesn't matter how big or small those results are. The world's going to push you to measure and to compare to other people what they're doing and the impact that they have on other people, etc. But don't measure the impact. Just go do it. Just go do it and bask in the impact after the fact, because you just never know what that impact's going to be.